This week's recipe demo is...
Kicken cauliflower.
Oh my god, what happened there?
Alright, let's get cooking.
Okay.
So, this recipe, you're gonna need some cauliflower, and it may not be your family's favorite ingredient, vegetable. However, I actually am not like the biggest fan of cauliflower, but this recipe I eat up. And I always forget how much I like it until I make it. Peter always reminds me like, hey, we should make that recipe. I'm like, then we make it and I eat it all.
So good. It's a roasted cauliflower concoction. It is awesome.
For you.
Okay.
So the first step is to preheat your oven to 450 degrees.
Check.
Done. And then we're gonna start chopping up this cauliflower.
Let's get started.
And you want pieces kind of like this. I don't know, what would you call that piece?
Maybe like twice as big as an eyeball.
Twice as big as an eyeball. Alright, chop away.
Okay, so now that we've got these all chopped up,
we are going to throw them into a bowl. Hey, no throwing your food.
Whoa, what?
So we're going to put them in the bowl, and then we're going to use the remaining ingredients. So this recipe is great because there's not very many ingredients. Number one is the coconut oil. Rick? Why do we use coconut oil?
Coconut oil gets things crispy, if you like them crispy. Makes them really crispy when you roast them in the oven.
Definitely. And
coconut oil is just a really great choice for oil if you're not already on the coconut wagon.
Definitely. It's a medium chain fatty acid, so your body uses it rather than storing it.
Yeah, it uses it more like energy.
Exactly.
Or it uses it, what am I trying to say? It uses it more like sugar than fat. It's more readily available for you to use as energy than just like traditional fat.
Exactly. So then next we're going to use some garlic. So we're going to use garlic powder just because it's quicker and it's kind of like a seasoning. You could use garlic cloves if you chop the garlic really finely. And
as a little side note, this is we call it garlic powder, but we actually use the granules because it doesn't clump up, which we found garlic powder to do.
Yeah, if you store the garlic powder in the cupboard for a while, when you go back to use it, you won't be able to shake it out because it will get really thick.
Yeah, it absorbs the moisture, especially if you keep your spices above the stove. That happens too. So we're gonna do a little bit of salt too.
And we use the pink Himalayan sea salt just because it's supposed to be one of the purest sea salts around. And we get that. Where do we get that one from?
Well, we got it from the Himalayas last spring when we flew there.
We're travelers, you know.
No, I'm just kidding. That was the year before.
Okay, seriously.
We get this from Jimbo's, or you get it from Whole Foods. Actually, I think we got this from Whole Foods.
And I actually have seen it at Trader Joe's recently, so
really?
You can buy them at Trader Joe's. Okay, so we got that in there. The last ingredient is going to be paprika. We're going to use smoked paprika because we feel like it gives it a nice smoky flavor and really adds to the Kicken, but regular paprika will do just fine.
Smoked paprika is awesome. The first time we used it, we realized that paprika can actually taste like bacon.
We don't eat bacon,
yeah,
but...
no, not very often will you associate pig with any of our recipes, but it's actually pretty good. You know, that smell of bacon, it kind of gets me going. Sarah, do you like the smell of bacon?
Well, not really. I had like a bad experience when I was like running a marathon and by this campground, and this guy was like handing out bacon and beer, and like I just can't get on
during
like
marathon.
the running and drinking thing. It's just like not for me. So
that's pretty intense.
So anyways, that's what the smell of bacon reminds me of. Mile 18, getting tired, not wanting bacon.
Hitting the wall of bacon, I suppose.
Okay.
So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna lay these on a baking sheet, and we're gonna stick them in the oven for how long? Maybe
for
like,
20.
Is it 20 minutes, and then you rotate them and you do another 20?
We're gonna do 25 minutes total. No rotating, no nothing.
Okay.
Keep it nice and easy.
And our oven's a little bit on the cool side, so sometimes we have to increase the temperature or increase the cooking time, and you might find you have to do the same.
We kind of like are on like a cool oven streak. I feel like none of our ovens are like hot or normal. Just like a side note.
Yeah, definitely. It's okay. We'll get it on the next one.
All right.
Okay, we're gonna go stick this in the oven. We'll be right back.
Yeah, go. Yeah. So, since Peter's putting in the cauliflower, right now is a great time for you if you're making it while you wait for the cauliflower to cook to kind of clean up. I like to clean up the cutting boards or kind of start on like the next part of dinner. So we're gonna have this cauliflower as a side. So right now I'm gonna get started on chopping some salad. So why don't you guys do the same? Start cleaning up or working on your next entree. And the cauliflower is done and cooked and kicking.
So you should make this recipe, and here's why.
Because cauliflower is nutrient dense. It packs a lot of punch. And this recipe makes it actually taste good.
Another great reason is because there are not enough cauliflower recipes out there. Having a good roasted cauliflower recipe is an essential. You might not have it every week, but when you're wanting cauliflower, if you're trying to get somebody else to eat cauliflower that just says they hate it, it's probably because they had it steamed. That's how I had it. It's really not that great. You have it roasted, so much flavor. It's awesome.
Another reason you should make this is because it only calls for 5 ingredients. It's so easy.
So thank you so much for joining us, and we will see you next time.